The fortune teller. "Come back here!" The voice of a stranger caused her to bolt. Not knowing if it was meant for her or any of the passers-by, she didn't know to consult, but she chose to run and hide. Of all the places she could go, a store, a toilet, or even a trash can, her swift yet careless thinking landed her in an alleyway to hide from the man. She escaped from the clutches of that man, but now there was a new problem at hand. Where was she? A cramped corridor covered in old fruit peels and reeking of alcohol. All this coupled with skulls and arrows is enough to make any person's skin crawl. What's more, in this alleyway there was only a single source of light. The illumination's point of creation was stationed under a large mural just off to the right. Separated by beads and the curious traveler's intrigue, an elderly woman's voice called her closer. "You are in the right place, dearest. Come inside to see me." The runaway walked right on through, into the room, thinking any place indoors is better than being stranded in a city at 5 in the afternoon. She lifted the beads. She was greeted by a waft of perfume as it hung on a gentle breeze. "Sit down, please." The old woman beckoned as she sat on the other side of a table, with the runaway looking around to see what she could potentially use as a weapon. "At this very second, you are where you are meant to be, my dear. In fact, I have been waiting a long time for you to appear." The old woman hid her eyes under a cloak made of purples and greys that gave nothing away. "What do you mean? This is scary to me. I don't even know why my feet brought me here, when every part of me wants to leave," the runaway protested. "Well, it could be that your heart wants nothing more than for your faith to be tested. Don't worry. Nothing I do will trouble the many realms, and this reading of you will remain at the helm." The old woman unveiled the crystal ball in front of her and waited for the clock to chime. "It's time. Let me help you seek what you always yearn to find. Let's start with a name," the old woman said. "Jane. And who might you be?" she replied. "Ejan. Good to meet you. Now allow me to ask a few questions to help see me through with ease. Tell me, what do you do for work?" Ejan asked. "I work in an office, doing menial tasks, filing papers, taking notes, charging papers, managing my boss's calendar, and making sure he is never late when he has to speak with investors," Jane answered flatly. "Yet you have dreamt of doing something else. You feel trapped under someone else's thumb and want nothing more than to just run away from everything and everyone?" Ejan quizzed as her hands graced the crystal ball and her eyes gazed into Jane's reflection inside it. "Did you see all that in your crystal ball?" "No, my dear. I know misery when I see it. I used to be one." "One what?" Jane scratched her head. "An office worker, a career woman, and I considered myself a go-getter. Then one day I looked at my promotion letter. A 2% increase after 4 years of doing the same thing, holding the spotlight for others while watching them sing. I decided it was time for a change. I chose to look for something more fulfilling, where I had everything to gain. I traveled the world and unlocked the mysteries of others and myself. I found that being part of others' lives was my calling, not making sure there was enough stationery on my CEO's top shelf." With every word, Jane saw Ejan's situation reflect hers. "But aren't you afraid? What if you don't get your 401k and retire with the ability to pull your own weight?" Jane said. "Are you really that blind? What use is money going to be when you die? None, right? Take the time to grant some kindness in your own soul, and I will tell you this for free. There is something in you that is worth more than your weight in gold." "What am I supposed to do?" Jane asked as she couldn't believe Ejon or anything else to be true.
To find ease in life, you must put some emphasis on you. You have the money, take it and go. Make the world see your work and make yourself known. You will grow, and what's more, you will grow into something else. I have learnt to do the same.
Ejon rose from her seat and snapped her fingers as she removed her hood to reveal her face.
You need to listen to yourself.
With that snap, Jane was back where she was before. There was no trace of the alley, the mural, or the beaded door. "Come back here!" the voice shouted once more. And instead of running, Jane watched as the man caught up with her and the one she was looking for. "Sorry, ma'am. Sorry to startle. I'm from a company you work for. I needed to give you this from the CEO of the Worlds Apart Travel." Jane opened the envelope, and with it, her world unraveled. She thought of Ejon and the words that caused her soul to fill. "It's a journalist's position, a traveling one's. Do you wish to take it?" the man asked. Jane smiled and replied, "I think... no. I will."